The other thing we need to get the economy going is the state borders to open up, and Mark McGowan really did cause some controversy with remarks made last week.
Yes, well, it'll be interesting to hear from Matthias Cormann about this in a moment, a West Australian, the Finance Minister, and these comments by Mark McGowan last week, the WA Premier, where he seemed to suggest there might be more than health considerations around his hard border closures.
The other states want us to open the border so that West Australian tourists will flood east, not so that people from the east will come here. They're only saying all this for very self-interested reasons, because we have higher incomes, we have people that are more used to travelling, and therefore we'll have more tourists go from Western Australia to the east.
This was directly contradicted by the WA tourism industry on Friday, who said the closures were costing the states hundreds of millions. This also led probably to the strongest stoush with the feds over a state border issue, or this particular state, with Matthias Cormann describing Mark McGowan's argument on Friday as an economic protectionist one in clear breach of Section 92 of the Constitution.
Economic state protectionism is explicitly prohibited in the Australian Constitution. You know, as Australians, we enjoy certain freedoms, and that includes the freedom to travel freely across Australia, to do business freely across Australia, to spend our money freely where we choose to spend our money.
Now, I asked the Prime Minister for a comment on this yesterday, and his office referred me to Senator Cormann's comments. It was Mr Cormann, the Attorney-General, Christian Porter and Scott Morrison that decided to support the Clive Palmer High Court action against border closures and two other court actions against the Queensland Government to get state borders open earlier this year. Anastasia Palaszczuk then opened the borders in July and two actions were dropped. But then Scott Morrison also pulled out of the Palmer case. Apparently it was making working with the WA government pretty difficult, not to mention it was politically hot. We'll know in the coming months if it was the right decision to pull out, but the Commonwealth seems confident that Palmer will win the case without Commonwealth intervention. You see all this stimulus in the budget, but how much economic activity is being lost by these state border closures?